Hey everybody, Cal here. So I told you I would do a second video today, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm also going to try not to say as much, because no one said anything about it in the comments, but it bothers me a whole bunch. Now, I was... I had to pause for a long time, because I was resisting saying so bad. So, I was looking at lists online of things I might want to try, and I saw a cool Guardian Sun list. And it inspired me to try to do some type of minion-heavy Havencraft deck list. And honestly, it's really fun. It's gone through a lot of iterations. I was trying to run Sarisa for a while because I really like her, and since we also have Moonal Mirage in here, I thought it only makes sense to have the two of them together. You know, the same type of people and race, species, whichever. And she's kind of a cool card, since she has to get removed in different ways. You can use her to kill... Whoa, there's some artifact in here. Did you guys see that? That was weird. Yeah, look at that. Interesting. Wonder why that's happening. But regardless, since you can use her to, like, kill another 7/7, for example, if you evolve her, and she'd only take 3 damage, things like that. But she was just a little too slow. I'm sure when I get a little higher, because I was told that in A... there's not as much aggro. I don't know if that's still true or not. But at the moment, it's mainly just kind of like a mid-range Havencraft deck. It's super fun. I enjoy it a lot. We got Joan d'Arc in here. I played... not played, but I saw online a deck that was running her as a one-of. I tried her, I took her out, I put her back. I'm really liking her. I am tempted to put a third Lucifer in, because honestly, this deck kind of stalls out the opponent and then wins with Lucifer if we don't find our Prince of Darkness. But she does have some synergy with all of the wards we get off of the Guardian Sun. But ultimately, I've gained rank with the deck, but I also lost a... like, I haven't really moved up too much, just because as I was going through iterations, I would like one, it would win a couple times, and I would lose a whole bunch, and I'd change it. So I've kind of set stagnantly. I've kind of been sitting stagnantly, there we go, in B3. But I figured it'd be kind of fun, just for the bonus video, to play this a little bit on ladder and mess around with it and see how it does. Runecraft. Okay, so I haven't played against a Runecraft player since I made the most recent changes. So we'll see how this goes. I like starting with the Guardian Sun, of course. It really makes me tempted to hold on to Radiance Angel. But we have so many 5-drops, I'm sure we can get another one. Well. Okay. Or that would happen. That's fine.
Hello.
That's fine. Yeah, draw your card. Alright. Okay, good start. The Prison Priestess only grabs... what is the name of that card? The prayer. The prayer that draws you cards. Can't believe I can't remember it right now. Divine Plea? Is that it? Sacred Plea? I'm not entirely sure. So the deck list I looked at online was using Bellringer Angels in place of Unica. But in my opinion, I just can't justify not running Unica. Especially since... oh, Sacred Plea, yeah. I'm so tempted not to trade in the Unicorn Dancer here, since she's going to have to kill it. But if she kills it with a spell, we're going to be so far behind on the board. Sure. Next turn, we're going to have kind of a slow time, sadly, because we're probably going to do Guardian Sun Sacred Plea. But then we can hit Cleric Lancer or Radiance Angel right after that. Hopefully she takes the trade here and does 2 less damage to us. Or uses a spell on the 2/2. Summon Ice Swarm? Oh, interesting. I wasn't expecting her to play passively. That's actually pretty good for us. That's actually really good for us. This gives us a chance to get up Radiance Angel, heal a little bit, draw a card, and get a ward in play. I would like to have a Priest of the Cudgel in our hand, but sadly that has not happened. My list is quite different from the ones I was seeing online. A lot of them, for some reason, don't seem to run Radiance Angel. They instead run the 7 mana 5/5 that heals you for 5. But Radiance Angel coming out 2 mana earlier, and the fact that it also draws you a card, has proven to be pretty dang useful, in my opinion. Oh, there's our Cudgel. A little late, but that's okay. Because a lot of times, if I'm spending 7 mana just to heal 5 and put a 5/5 on the board, the decks that I want the healing against, I was getting rolled over by. So I moved down to Radiance Angel, and the deck's win rate went up quite a bit at that point. We have Ancient Lion and Priest of the Cudgel in the back now. So that's pretty great. She's still going for that face damage.
I'm just a mage who's as old as dirt.
Alright. Ooh.
It won't be long now.
Let us see here. What is the better play? This one's fairly good, actually. Going for the Goblin Mount Demon. We have a couple options here. Sadly, Priest and Ancient Lion Spirit both fall short. So I think Goblin Mount Demon is going to be our play of choice. And we'll hit the 4/4 here. Hopefully she's going to be forced to use her Crimson Sorcery to get through this taunt. Ward, I apologize. I'm going to just take a moment to say how happy I am that Kira showed me Shadowverse. I believe it was Kira that showed it to me. I could be wrong, but just, you know, I played Magic a whole lot, and then I played RNG Stone, and I regret all the time I spent with RNG Stone, to be honest. Cool, so we can evolve a Moonal Mirage and take out that Ice Swarm. Right, okay, cool. I just want to make sure there wasn't any side effect that I forgot about.
The moon drives me crazy.
And giving Moon Ward is also super good since she fully heals all the time.
Such an ice
This deck is just super fun. I love it. It has enough value to stall the game out until Prince of Darkness against control decks. It has enough mid-range to go toe-to-toe with mid-range decks. And it usually can win the long haul against aggro just because everything gets ward. The only issue the deck has is OTK Roach, but as we've seen with the recent balance changes that have been announced, I feel like that's definitely not unique to this deck.
No!
Goes for the face. There's Prince of Darkness.
It's such an eyesore.
Now we could play the Goblin Mount Demon here with no side effect, since Moonal Mirage is going to fully heal. And this does give us another ward just in case she has some type of hard removal, like Call of Coitus or something. Now, if she does have a Call of Coitus, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, we are going to have a hard time actually removing... Oh, there we go. I was say we'd have a hard time removing the 13/13, but it didn't end up being an issue. Nice. Nice.
I pray that you will be freed from suffering.
Well, I'm definitely enjoying it. I think I'm going to go ahead and just do another match with the deck as is, because it's won its last... I've played 5 wow. I played 6 games with it, and it's lost 1, and that was OTK Roach. Granted, it's a small sample size, but it's feeling good. I think I'm going to go ahead and just roll with it again. Also, I hope it's... Ooh. I am playing at a weird time of day, because his MMR is fairly low.
This one's for my family.
This hand. Holy crap. And we're going first. What is this?
Hello.
We're definitely going to need Prison Priestess, that's for sure. Going first with this hand is almost guaranteed death. Luckily, our opponent hasn't had a crazy start either. But it was only 1 mana, so I mean, he could have a crazy start still. Just pass. Okay. Okay, wow. That could have been completely devastating. We do need to try to get wards up as fast as possible, though. Just in case he ramps into some stormy dudes.
My dragon and I are one.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. I think I'm gonna be a little greedy here and play... Oh, I don't need to be greedy. Man, I just gotta believe in the heart of the cards. And they will treat you right. Although, can he evolve this turn? Yeah. That's unfortunate. But if he does evolve and hit our Temple Defender with something, we can probably...
Be gone.
That is unfortunate. Priest of the Cudgel does not kill that now. Dang. How greedy do I want to get? I'm going to get super greed mode. I know I've lost games in the past because of greed, but I think we're going to need to do this. I really think we're going to need to get a 2-for-1 with the Priest of the Cudgel. And if our opponent gets super greedy here, just taking the free trade into the Angel and then spamming some little guys, we can get a decent Themis. Like that. Perfect. And then if he evolves something, come on, evolve something. Evolve something for no reason, please. Come on. Dang. Alright, let's just Themis. More of that to 5/6. Sadly, our Ancient Lion Spirit just trades 1-for-1 with that. I'm thinking Cleric Lancer and Unica? Or maybe Guardian Sun, actually. Let's get our Guardian Sun up and running before he gets an Odin turn. And he should have to evolve something to get through the Lancer, unless he has hard removal. There's some Priest of the Cudgel value. Dragon Song Flute, okay. Now it's now it's time to play the value game. What do we want to do here? I feel like we're just going to... These have Storm, right? No, they just have Rush. What is the play here? Five, 6, 7, 8. Man, this is a hard turn. I think we're doing this no matter what. Man, I hope this isn't wrong. I think I'm just gonna pass. This doesn't feel correct, but let's see what happens.
May all life prosper and be blessed.
So not expecting that.
Won't be long now.
Makes sense. It's definitely a good card to have. And I think almost any deck that wants to go for the late game, to be honest. This is a good Priest of the Cudgel turn. That's good at least. Definitely a strong Priest of the Cudgel turn. Ah, I should have played Goblin Mount Demon first, though. That was stupid. Actually, he's gonna die no matter what.
I
So we can play Goblin Demon after this. Now we need to grab our... We just need our Olivia. One thing I have wondered is if this deck should have a Bahamut or not. At least one, but I haven't really seen any reason to throw a Bahamut in. Do we hold back Unica? That's a question. No. I mean, if he has like Salamander Breath or something, or Salamander's Breath, Breath of the Salamanders, you know what I'm talking about. She just dies anyways, but I think that's okay. These Themises will prove to be useful, though, if he just vomits his hand. That's a darkness. Okay. That is a little scary.
Time to say goodbye.
Destruction and despair are sublime.
This fate is unjust.
We shall meet again in the depths of hell.
Oh, that's right. What am I checking his deck size? It's obviously going to be 10. Now, if we, his Dragon Flute's going to have no more value now, unless he has 2 more of the dragons in his hand, which he seems to, yes. Great. Oh yeah, 3 of them in his hand. Wonderful. Do we play another Goblin Mount Demon now? Honestly, I believe we have to. Not sure how much value we're actually going to get from Joan. The main issue here, actually, is if he takes my health down to 1, which obviously he eventually will be able to. There's Olivia. Trying to think, because even our own Prince of Darkness won't win us the game at this point. And I also think that's all 3 of our Themis' decrees. So we're definitely in a bit of a rough spot. That is for sure. Wow.
A new world is our desire.
I think I'm just going to push for the damage here.
Let us conclude.
I see always.
Two of these in a row is pretty rough for us to handle. Although he went face with that, which I think
What in the?
arguably was probably not the right decision.
Lost in wayward ones.
No loitering on holy grounds. You are done for.
This blade is your mine.
See if we can force him onto the defensive. If there's 3 of those in the deck, I think we lose. I'm pretty sure we would lose.
Amazing, but I won't lose again.
Yeah. This doesn't look super good.
The moon drives me crazy. The real battle begins. moonlight drop. It's such an eyesore.
Obey Heaven's word.
And we're one off lethal next turn, too.
Like obsidian lightning.
Oh, it's so bright.
Now we're not even one off. She gives everything +2 health, so she'll die regardless trading in. But I still think that's the better play.
God is on our side.
Filth must be cleansed.
Obey Heaven's word.
Actually, I don't think it mattered which one I traded in, because we still died to the 7 damage no matter what, and I'm sure there's a third one. We do have lethal, though,
Like obsidian
Oh.
lightning.
if he doesn't remove something, but I guess it's obvious he'll remove something.
The darkness.
Ooh. He even removed the right one.
Come to me.
Here we are. Moment of truth.
Power to
Literally comes down to what he draws this turn. So I'm pretty sure anything we draw will kill him.
Rest in a prison of ice.
Did we just win?
There's no one
Yes!
else I'd rather lose to.
Wow! We literally just survived the apocalypse.
I pray that you will be freed from suffering.
Awesome! I'm really happy with the way this deck is working right now. It's just kind of like mid-range Havencraft. That's the best way for me to explain it. The Sacred Pleas for card draw, Unicorn Dancer to kind of keep us alive. The way I see it, we have a decent amount of card draw in the deck already with the Restoration Angels. Or, is that what they're called? Sorry, I'm trying to learn, still learning names. Radiance Angel. So, even though the list I saw used Bellringer Angels, the problem I was seeing with them is since they have 0 attack, when you play them early game against something like Aggro Blood or Aggro Sword, you really need them to trade and lose minions. And by losing a Bellringer Angel, yeah, you were stalling them out, but you weren't preventing them from building up a board. Whereas with Unica, she basically has ward, because they're hitting you with, 2 1/1s with Storm early on, or with a 2/1 with Storm. They're effectively doing, -2, not -2 damage, but whatever damage they have on the board, they're doing 2 less unless they kill Unica. And early on, Unica just trades, whereas also, unlike Bellringer Angel, she has the utility late game behind the wards to start healing you back up, so that if your opponent is able to get through the wards again, you at least have more health than you did. And the list that I saw was only running 3 copies of the 7 mana 5/5 for store 5 health, and that just was not doing it. So I'm not sure necessarily how that list was doing so well, because it placed pretty decently high in a tournament. I can't remember which tournament. I probably should have got this information. But a tournament is also a different meta than ladder, so it could have just been a tournament meta choice that worked out for him. But regardless, we got the Blackened Scriptures, which I believe are just standard includes. Guardian Sun, only a 2 of, mainly because, as you saw in the last game, if we do draw one, we want to have a second one to replace our first one if it gets removed, but we don't want a third one, because then we really start to have issues if they're sitting in our hand. Temple Defenders, this is one of my new favorite cards. I have had Forest decks that have literally conceded because I played Temple Defender on curve, and they had they had a field full of fairies and other things to do 1 damage, and just conceded. They just got upset. Only 2 Prison Priestess, because again we're only drawing the Sacred Plea. But it is basically 2 different card draw, which is fantastic. 3 Priests of the Cudgel. Another thing, the list I looked at only had 2 of these guys, and I feel like they're so good that you need the third one. You want to make sure you have them on 4. You want to evolve them on curve. They 2 for 1 your opponent. 3 Goblin Mount Demons and 3 Cleric Lancers. Cleric Lancer isn't good for pressuring your opponent, but the fact that she's a 5/6 ward on your opponent's turn is pretty dang solid. Golem Mount Demon, again, nothing to complain about. Solid card. Has a little bit of synergy with Moonall Mirage because she'll just heal off the 3 damage. 3 copies of Radiance Angel. Helps us stabilize mid-game. It's a 2/4 ward usually. Also draws the card. I've always loved Radiance Angel. 2 copies of Ancient Lion Spirit. Again, I think self-explanatory. If you play him on curve right after a Floral Fencer, for example, you usually put the Swordcraft in a really bad spot. 2 copies of Moonall Mirage. Puts a little bit of pressure on our opponent. Also gives us a ward that regenerates, which is fantastic. 3 Themises to clear the board of obnoxious things. 2 copies of Lucifer as potential win conditions. 1 copy of Joan d'Arc. Helps our wards get bigger. Board wipe against smaller opponents, and usually unexpected. 1 copy of Dark Angel Olivia, because evolution points are great in this deck, and we're a bit of a late game deck. We're not looking to rush down our opponent, so always good to have. And then Prince of Darkness as a win condition button. Put our opponent on a timer, force them to have to respond to all these crazy cards we're putting down, and usually with a deck like this, we can run our opponent out of steam and then play Prince of Darkness when they don't have a way to respond to it very easily. And he gets ward quite often, which helps us in a situation where we're trying to... Which helps us a lot in situations where we're trying to finish off our opponent, and maybe we're low, or they're also trying to finish us off, like that very last game you saw, in which case him having ward can be a very big deal for us. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoy the deck. I'm loving playing this deck. It's so much fun. I would highly recommend that you guys do this yourself. Not necessarily make this deck. I mean, the deck is fun. But look online at decks that have done well or are doing well, whether tournaments or ladder or whichever region tournaments you want to look at, and then take inspiration from them. Look at a deck, put it together, make some changes based on your playstyle, play it on ladder. Don't be afraid to lose rank while you're testing it out. And tweak it here and there and work on it, and you'll end up with something that's not only really fun, but it has your own little twist to it, and you'll have a good time. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.